and welcome to the Blackbird Speaks, a space for me to speak with women and male allies around their creative journeys, things that inspire them, what they consider to do in their future, and just to have a general chit chat, really. So, today on the show, episode 4, I've got Latoya Nichole, who is a US veteran, mum of 3, podcaster, conscious parenting coach, founder and creator of the brand I Think I Love My Kids. And she's also my cousin.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey. So the most recent achievement is that she has recently written and published her first book, Putting Down the Belt. And so this episode will be around conscious parenting. So welcome, Latoya.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. And I do have my book with me. I don't know if you can see it.
It's in and out, but yeah, links will be provided. So yeah, and it's available on Amazon. Is that
On
right?
Amazon, yes. All you have to do is search the title.
Perfect. And I'll put links in the comments, etc. So I thought we'd just start with a little bit about the fact that you've been a US veteran. So how and when did you decide to join the army?
So I joined the army like right out of high school after I went on vacation, of course. I joined the army because my mother was in the army as well. And I really graduated high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew I didn't want to lose her benefits. So I joined the military so that I can keep my benefits. And I'm definitely enjoying the benefits that I joined for. So
And what sort of benefits? What are the key ones for you?
So for me, the key benefits are the health care. I got to keep my medical insurance. My kids have medical insurance, so they get to see their therapist for like $25. Their well visits they don't pay for, um, and they only pay if they get sick or need surgery, emergency room visits, and then they get to go to college for free. And also, I don't
Wow.
pay taxes on my house, or up to a certain amount, actually.
Yeah.
So that is really, really nice.
It's really nice. In fact, it's gold because especially like in America around like healthcare and stuff, it's expensive. If you don't have the insurance, then you
Yes.
can't,
Oh,
I suppose you have to access it privately, or I don't know, you've got to find the funds, and that must be challenging. So
yeah.
yeah, I get why you'd want to hold on to that benefit. It's amazing.
Of
And the
course.
college.
And the college, right? Because these kids.
Yeah. And you don't want, like here, we have to pay, the kids have to pay for university.
Mm.
And a lot of graduates are like saddled with so much debt for the cost of having to study, and yeah, and
Some of
that's just so
them.
that they can have a great career and, enjoy the rest of their life.
Yep.
And yeah, got that burden of a huge debt. So that's amazing.
Yeah, I
Really
remember
amazing.
Elizabeth even telling me stories about how some of her friends from college would be in the dorms crying when it was time for dues.
Yeah,
That's
feast
sad.
time, man. And that bill lands, you're not talking like a few $100. It's
It's
big,
like a
big
few
bucks.
thousands.
Exactly, exactly. So your brand is I Think I Love My Kids. How
Hmm.
did you come up with that name, or what made you choose that name?
So I chose that name because of the way it makes me feel, the way it makes other people feel when you just say, "I think I love my kids," and if they have kids, they know. Like if you have kids, like it made you feel a way.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I actually also have a T-shirt on my website that says "F them kids," and it's another one that gets you in the feels too, because you're like, "What? F them kids?" And it's really not. It's an acronym,
Mm-hmm.
EFF, which is enjoying freedom from them kids.
Oh,
So a shirt that
need
you
to
can
get
wear
me
on
one
holiday. You can wear it on
for
holiday.
sure. For sure. I love that. I love that. And
So,
so, um, you created the brand, I Think I Love My Kids.
mhm,
And we've talked about the fact that you're also a conscious parenting coach.
yeah,
And that obviously led you to write your book, Putting Down the Belt. So
yeah.
tell me a little bit about that. What are things that you can share with us with regards to the book and also techniques as a mother of a toddler boy who is, 21 months and a lot. The energy is real for him, not for me. Yeah. Give me some tips. Give me some
Okay.
tips.
So in the book, I use the word belt as an acronym to create a formula. And the B stands for breaking biases. The E stands for evaluate the situation.
Hmm.
L stands for love. And T is for thoughtful parenting, which is also known as conscious parenting.
Okay.
And in each chapter, I break down what each of those mean in regards to parenting and giving an example.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing in the book is the worksheet. I actually put
Okay.
a worksheet that you can actually use in real time to help you get from, where you're stressed out, wanting to pick up the belt, to where you have a whole, um, ooh, you're gonna have to edit this.
That's
uh,
fine.
where you have
Like a
access
positive
to
outcome.
your different outcomes. So, um, in the book, I use an example for homework, but with a toddler, there's many different examples that we can use. So, say you have a toddler that they see you, they're just constantly getting into things, and you're cooking dinner, right?
Hmm.
I'm gonna use this example again. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go for it. I love it,
So
and I'm going to be using it.
So they see you in the kitchen, you're trying to get dinner made, but they're in everything. They're in everything, and it's frustrating you because you're like, look, I got to get dinner on the table. I'm starving. Like, dad's got to eat. I know you're hungry too, but we got to get dinner on the table. They're frustrating you. So, first thing is, we're going to break the bias. They are not frustrating you. They're not doing it on purpose. They're not just getting into stuff to get into stuff. Um, we figure this out by evaluating the situation around dinner time, like, hey, maybe I haven't seen my kid all day. They might have been with the nanny or at daycare. um, I was at work or whatever. They miss me. They just want to be by me, but they need my attention, so they're doing attention seeking activities.
Right.
um, right, so how do we use love to figure out, okay, how do I love on my child in this situation instead of being at the point of frustration? So you can come up with different things, like, let's give them the magnets on the fridge to play with. Maybe they can play a spelling game or something, or move the magnets around, or you could throw the magnets in a pot and give them a little whisk or a spoon, and they can pretend to cook just like you are.
Yeah.
Also, you can actually have them help you in the kitchen. Things like breaking things apart, throwing stuff in the pot, maybe even mixing stuff up. Um, which is where we get to the T, the thoughtful parenting. That's bringing everything together. What you did was thoughtful parenting, all of those steps, and you take it into the little section that says action plan. So it says, okay, next time at meal times, we have these slew of activities that my child can do so that neither one of us is frustrated and dinner can get on the table on time.
It's a
And then
perfect example.
another section where you can go back and say, okay, this works for my kid, this doesn't work for my kid.
Yeah. And so I suppose with that, it makes perfect sense because I know that my little boy is really into everything, but actually he does observe what you do. And so, for
Mhm.
instance, if I come back with shopping, he'll start to pack everything out, and then he'll even get the bag afterwards. He'll try and reach and put things onto the worktop, and then he'll even get the shopping bag and like try and fold, because I fold them up and then I put them by the front door to
Yeah.
go back into the car. And he'll like bundle them up, open the door because he can open the doors now. Yikes! And put them by the front door, and he's still like so helpful. So, I have to watch that he doesn't put things in the bin, mind you, but he's he's trying, and it does bring me joy to see him do that and to have him as my little helper. It's really
Yes.
good like
Uh,
that.
Look, all your spoons are gonna disappear. You're gonna be like, "Where happened to all my spoons?" Okay. All your bowls are gonna turn into cereal bowls. But they really do observe everything around the ages of 2 to 5. They are
Hmm.
soaking up the world around them as a sponge. They're looking at how the world around them operates, and they
Yeah,
want to place themselves in it. How do I be a part of this? How do I find myself into this? And the best way for you to do that is to integrate them into things. So allowing him to help you fold up the bags, or you know hey, you carry the bags out to the car and I'm going to open it up for you, so that way when he's going out the door.
yeah, exactly.
But they can definitely do different things, like putting up the silverware, even pots and pans that are on the lower level, stacking bowls and stuff like that. I don't know if you want them to stack your china,
Yeah, all the
but
non-breakables.
but all the things that they're not going to break until you can trust them with it. But even teenagers, sometimes you can't trust with things. So,
Well, adults, there's been more breakages by the adults in this
oh
house than
yes,
the
oh my
kids.
goodness. But even things like making the bed, cleaning the toilet, stuff like that, they love being helpful and being a part of the world. So give them things to do.
Yeah, for sure. And in fact, I saw the video that you did of your son cleaning the toilet with your dish sponge.
I know, my God. I'm like, son, no.
Yeah. The main thing is that you think, gosh, I hope I've got a spare.
And I still haven't replaced it. But the other one's in the trash, so we're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
we're good. That's the main thing. But yeah, I
Um,
mean, kids do bring you joy, but it is hard. It's hard being a parent, and it's hard being a conscious parent and trying to apply that therapeutic approach. Because I know, like, my son's adopted,
mhm,
and they kind of drill into you about therapeutic parenting, and we've read all the books and all of that. And I facilitate a group with Adoption UK,
mhm.
and we're just all adoptive parents that are just talking about it in real time. And we're like, man, it's hard. And especially for us as black women or black
Mhm.
people, it's not the norm for us. We've kind of been brought up with the tough love approach. So trying to kind of undo that thinking and those behaviors is tricky, because you can automatically default to that when a nerve is touched.
Yes, it is. It is hard. I'm not gonna lie, it has been, because we did grow up with that. Being black women, we know we come from lineage where that's what we know is to beat people to keep them in line.
Yeah.
But it never worked.
Mm-mm.
It never
No.
worked. And it's crazy. They said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously, we know it doesn't work. There's something else. And that something else is conscious parenting.
Yeah.
It is getting to understand who you are, who your child is, so that you can work with them, because they're not the problem.
No. It's so
The
true.
problem is the problem. And once we can evaluate what the problem is, you can realize, this is my child that I think that I love.
Yeah.
So I'm going to act as such. I'm going to find a different way, because beating them is not love.
Absolutely. And actually, we can probably say, hand on heart, that by inflicting harm on, beating, shouting,
Mhm.
screaming, is damaging for both parties. Like you
It
say,
is.
it's not worked. We think it has, and you might be able to shout and go, "Hey!" in the moment of fear because you feel that
Mhm.
they're going to, I don't know, they're climbing on a wall and they're about to drop off. Actually, that scream can make them jump and make them fall off anyway. But
Right.
you know, I can understand that immediate reaction. But yeah, the continuous,
Hmm.
because you do feel some days that you're just like saying no, 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 and
No.
then you sit in
Yeah.
the evening, you think, I feel like all I've done is say no all day. This, and it makes you feel sad. Once the frustrations pass, you feel
Yeah.
sad about that because what was the experience for that child?
Or you might feel guilty. I've
Absolutely.
I've definitely felt guilty plenty of times, but the thing is none of us want to be that mom that's in the store fussing and yelling at their child. And I've heard some crazy stuff here, like where women are threatening to like do bodily harm to their kids, like I'm gonna punch you and things like that.
Oh,
And yes, so it's like, do you really want to be that woman that's stressed out, hair falling out, blood pressure sky high? Do you want to be that woman? Or do you want to be the woman that has harmony in your home because you understand your kids and you
yeah.
know what's effective for them in
Mm.
a way that you're not harming them because they're your future?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And we don't want to be teaching them that that is the right way to behave because then you're spending all your time going up to the nursery or to, the school because
Yeah,
your child is now inflicting pain on other
on somebody
children because
else.
that's what they've learned from you.
Or when we get old, who's going to be taking care of us?
Exactly. Exactly that.
Are we
It's
going to
true.
receive the same level of care that we gave?
Mhm. I know.
Are
I
you going to be
know.
okay with that?
Yikes.
Like,
It's
mm,
true. Something to think about for sure. Definitely. Definitely
look,
something
I
to
see
think
this
about.
the dynamic in my own family, my
Yeah.
own immediate family, and it's just
Mhm.
like,
Yeah. No.
y'all not gonna stress me out. I want you to know that you're not gonna stress me out. I promise you. I will conscious parent to you. I
Yeah.
will conscious parent to you.
So you have 3 children. Have
Yes.
you always applied the conscious parenting with all of them, or is it something that you gradually learn and gradually come to love because you started to see the key results? How did it work for you?
So I did not always start off this way. I do have three kids. My oldest is 16. My
Mhm.
middle child is 13. They're both girls. And then my youngest, my son, he is 8 years old and
Wow.
he is a character. But no, I did not always start off as a conscious parent. I used to be the woman running around the house with the belt, threatening the kids. Why you not doing this? Why you not doing that? Clean up, all that stuff because that's all I knew.
Yeah,
That's all I
exactly.
knew. And the crazy thing is, when you're doing it constantly, the people around you, they don't want to hear that stuff. The same person that used to spank my butt when I was a kid told me, "You don't have to do all that yelling."
Yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah.
where do you think I learned it from? And it made me really reevaluate because even as us women, we're like, yo, I don't want to be like my mother.
Yeah.
In certain ways,
In
certain
some
things, you
ways,
don't want to
yeah.
be like your mother, but the more you run from it, the more you turn out like it.
Mhm. It's
So I
true.
had to do the work. I had to go with what I know. I've had so much training with psychology, developmental psychology, working with kids. I've worked with kids most of my life.
There you go,
So
yeah.
I understand, I get to see the world from their view and be able to evaluate the situation.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, I'm was really doing some damage to my kids.
Mm. And have you had to been able to or ever needed to have those kind of conversations with them around, you know, I was frustrated in this time in at this point, and this is why I reacted in this way, etc. But now I understand certain things from your point of view.
So, yes, actually, I do. And then there's things that they're just not going to get anyways because of the development of their brain. They
Yeah.
and sometimes they're not even going to realize stuff until they become parents. Not
Mm.
saying that people who don't have kids can't give advice about kids, but some of it is like you over your head, like that's above your pay grade,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So,
Because even
it's things
applying
like
these
that.
techniques, it is something that you kind of need the situation to happen to be able to do that. So I understand exactly what you're saying there, that sometimes it's difficult when you don't have children to really understand the extreme frustrations and the ways that you're trying to do things differently. Because I
Mhm.
think, again, because we've been brought up differently, someone else may see you approach something in the gentle parenting or therapeutic parenting way and think, oh, gosh, you're just spoiling them. Or,
Right.
you need to address that. You better mind that they don't come back and start, acting up in a more aggressive way. And actually, when you see the results, it's easy to say, yeah, but I've been screaming and shouting for a month and that's not got me anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep doing that and then end up in my grave. So I need to do something different.
And a lot of times, I do get a lot of like naysayers, and it's like sometimes people don't realize that what works for one person's household, is not going to work for another person's household.
Yeah.
Like, some parents are more strict on curfews than others. So
Hmm.
where one person may seem something like is a big deal, it may not be a big deal for someone else. Or it
Yeah.
may be like, oh, I know that my child is spinning around in the grocery store because they're on the spectrum and they're just stimming.
Mm.
It's not bothering you. Why are you concerned with what my child is doing?
Yeah.
you know and it really is that, it really comes down to that, like, let me parent. Now you can see there's some that don't parent, and even then, as a conscious parenting coach, that's not my business, that's not my place, that's not my clients.
Mm.
It's, if you want the information, I give you the information. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep putting it on my social media for everybody to come to,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
don't want to give unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
We can all think back to when we've received unsolicited advice, and it's like, yo, I didn't ask you for that. And if people are not ready to receive the information, they're already going to be on the defense.
Of course. Of course. And like you say, the children are all so very different. And there is
Yes.
the expectation for you to apply what other people have told you that you need to apply, when actually that may not work for your child. So, yeah, I completely agree with that. Some things work, some things don't. But I definitely think trying to alleviate the frustrations for all parties is definitely a better way to go forward for sure.
Yeah.
So, if people want to come find you, because you also do one-to-one coaching, is that right?
Yes, I do one-on-one coaching, and I am working on building out a community as well. So,
Ah,
once I have that details, I will be able to share that.
great
But
stuff.
if you do need to find me, I do
Hmm.
have a website, www.ithinkIlovemykids.com.
Great. And on there, that'll show what you're all about and the services that you provide, etc. And the merchandise as well.
And the merchandise as well, and
Great,
also information about my podcast.
great. And I will share the links as well for your Instagram in the comments.
Yes, and don't forget to go buy my book if you want to put down the belts. And
Absolutely.
I'm also on all social media as I think I love my kids.
Fabulous. Oh, Latoya, thank you so much for your time. I know with the, different time frames, I appreciate the fact that you've made the time to come join and support. I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
and what you.
I'm so honored. Like, I really am. I truly am. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you so much. I'm honoured too and happy. Lovely to see you and catch up as well too.
I
And
know.
I'll
I
definitely
was
be
just
taking
saying,
some tips.
I was going to say, I hope people drop in the chat if they see the resemblance between us.
Yeah, man. These cheekbones, they don't lie. We have them.
I know.
That's the first thing I saw, the cheekbones, man. Oh, it's lovely being here. So, it's the end of this episode. I hope all of you that have watched that you've managed to glean something from it, that you'll check out the links that I provide in the comments, and you will also check out I Think I Love My Kids and buy the book, Putting Down the Belt, available on Amazon. Take care, everyone. See you
Thank you.
soon.